John Tomasi is on right now, and Stephanie, can I do this right now? Maybe, yeah. Are they ready to go? So there's been a lot of talk going on right now about Uber. Everybody's talking about Uber and bringing it here. Why can't we do it upstate? But the one key issue is, and they do have regulations in New York City, but there are no plans for regulations upstate. That is background checks and that sort of thing. Because I got to tell you, getting into a car with somebody that you don't know, that isn't certified, that isn't licensed, I think I'd like to know that it's safe. And therein lies the question. John Tomasi on the line right now. Good morning, John.
Good morning.
So what we're hearing stories about safety that they don't, for some reason, they're resisting, and I know they've been losing money. So would it cost them money? Probably, to make sure that there's security here. What's the latest?
Well, sure. It would cost to have what is now a taxi cab driver go down, get to the police station, get fingerprinted and vetted by the police. Probably costs a total of $100. That's it. It takes about 4 days. It's not a difficult thing to do. Now, obviously, Uber spent $1 million last year on lobbying and another probably $1 million this year. That could have paid for a lot of background checks.
Right.
So it's not a money issue with them. I think it's they want to get as many drivers out there as possible. And so they feel this is a hindrance to them. And it may well be, but that has nothing to do with our need for public safety.
Got it. Now, Upstate Transportation Association is urging New York State lawmakers to require fingerprint background checks. And would that be more than just the cost being passed on to maybe the Uber driver, or maybe the customer? I mean, they have to be worried about expenses.
Yeah, I don't know how Uber does it in New York City. Actually, whether the driver pays for it or not, it certainly hasn't slowed them down. I think there's over 30,000 Uber drivers in the 5 boroughs, so it hasn't slowed them down. So they may decide to pick it up depending on their desire to subsidize the driver. I don't think it'll affect their pricing at all. I think the pricing is pretty set. Although they obviously have no restriction on how much they charge and when they charge. That's kind of open ended. So we don't. It works well in the city, and so I don't see why it wouldn't work up here. Why the citizens up here would get less protection.
Right. And by the way, John is with Marathon Strategies. You guys you're positive on Uber coming upstate as long as there are regulations that go along with it.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And honestly, it'll fill some needs from when there's a big event that comes out that discharges and there's a lot of people.
Sure.
The taxi cab drivers, because they're restricted with the number of medallions they can buy, they can't just quickly have 20 more people there. So this will fill those kind of needs,
right.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask what you're asking for, the fingerprinting and the background checks. Is that the same type of screening that if you worked for Manaski's cab company that you would have to go through before you could be licensed or authorized to do that? Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Yes, yeah. So we're not anything different, and it's not that difficult. It works very smoothly. Yeah, and we'll pick up things. I know they say they do background check, but there's all different levels of background check. So I think having the local authorities, police, do the background check is really the best way to do it.
All right. And John, I'm sorry, my paperwork was all over the place here, and I was trying to find it. Yeah. John is the president of the Upstate Transportation Association.
Yes, correct.
I apologize for that.
Right.
Is Albany listening? Because I got to tell you, the bill, the most recent bill, doesn't seem like they are.
Yeah, I'm not sure they are. I think we're getting to some legislators who, when they hear about it, I know the Assembly has started to say, hey, well, we got some safety issues we got to address here. It seems to be the governor's got this as one of his, if he has a special session, items to push through. And that would be a shame because we think you'd want comments from the public.
Right.
The Assembly have time to look at it. The disability people want to have a say in this. So I would hope that nothing gets done in special session and that it's walked through in January with some input from the public
and
from the groups.
And I do wonder, we keep talking about Uber, but there are other services out there, not just Uber, that are the same type of thing. You have an app and you reach out. And I got to tell you, Uber is losing amazing amounts of money, right? I mean, they're losing a lot of money right now. I'm not sure.
It was over $1 billion in the first 6 months.
Yeah, I'm not sure. And they sold off portion of their overseas company in order to alleviate some of that. But
How are they
we might
money?
we might not see Uber existing much longer.
How are they losing money? What is their cost? It's the own individual's vehicle that's being used. It's not like they have to pay for a fleet of vehicles. I guess my question: How do they lose money?
I'm not sure. I know you think it was just software and you could add on. I know, obviously they buy some type of excess insurance policy. That's going to cost them a significant amount of money with all these drivers out there.
And they're advertising. I see commercials.
Yeah, they're advertising. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they've been in a price war with Lyft, apparently, in a lot of areas. So it's kind of got their prices down lower than I think they had planned on their budget. But I really don't know their economics of how that. But I know they keep going out for venture capital because they're not turning a dollar profit yet. So,
and again, I'm not sure about this, but did the Uber did they have to face some financial penalties from the gentleman who was their driver was there the shooting in Michigan?
Yeah,
in Michigan. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know if they did. I don't know if they did on that. If they actually faced some final penalties. Uber will talk, and everybody uses Uber as an example. But you're right. This bill doesn't let Uber in. They let anyone who wants to form a TNC in, a transportation network company. Anybody comes into this bill, not just Uber. So we have to look at anybody that possibly opens it up. But they'll tell you they do background checks. There was an incident last year in Houston where the passenger was sexually assaulted by the driver. Now he had passed Uber's quote unquote background check, but turns out he had a felony drug conviction, which a fingerprinting would have picked up. So there's all different levels of background checks.
Talking about Uber, and I do have to say, a city like Utica, Rome, the Mohawk Valley, really would benefit because taxi service is so difficult to get and to use here. Sure. And therefore, demand is not as high, so it's hard for a business to say, all right, I'm going to go into the taxi business. And, it just doesn't make financial sense. But to be able to have these people that could drive when needed, and like you say, if there's a big event, you're going to see an increase. There's no cost that they have to deal with. They're just participating in the program. Utica really would benefit by this, but it's got to be safe. I think it's got to be safe.
You're right. I think it would. And down the road, we need to level out the whole playing field for the taxi guys, because even if Uber comes in and does fingerprinting and background check, it's still an uneven playing field for the taxi guys.
No doubt about it.
You're right.
Yep.
They do have to buy commercial insurance. They do have to get the medallions. Mm-hmm. They have to go through the process. So they can't just quickly have 10 guys in reserve and throw them on board. So, but that's a down the road.
For down the road. All right, John. Again, I appreciate your time coming on. President of the Upstate Transportation Association. We'll talk again. Have a great holiday, and let's see what happens here.
Same to you. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks so much.
Bye-bye.